So obviously I have not been on the internet for quite some. My freaking cat is pushing the camera. Stop it. Stop it. Don't be a troublemaker. I'm trying to film a video. Anyways, I know it's been a really long time since my freaking cat is kidding me. What is wrong with you? Freaking idiot. Alright, so anyways, hello guys. I know it's been a while since I posted a video on here, but that's because I've been very busy. I've been looking for my twin, as you guys may have known. I went to the doctor a while ago because I was feeling a little sick, getting nauseous, very tired. I was eating things I normally don't eat, very scary symptoms. So I went to the doctor and the doctor gave me huge news. He looked into my tummy because that's where all my problems were happening. And he said, well, you have twins. And I said, what? I had no idea that I had a twin sister. So anyways, for the past month, 2 months, ever since I found out this incredible news that I have a long lost twin, I've been looking for my twin. I even did a huge live show, a big concert. I performed incredible songs, danced, sang, all different types of things. And I did this show to try to find my twin. And I did not have any luck. My twin did not show up to my live concert, which I think is pretty rude. But I really want to find my twin because I could make a lot of money off of them. Look at Mary-Kate and Ashley. Look at Phil and Lil from the Rugrats. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. All these people that have been twins have made lots of money, had huge careers. So I feel like this could be the thing that really launches my career to the next level if I can find my twin and make money off them. So I've been looking everywhere and I decided after looking really hard by doing my live concerts, just creeping on the internet, couldn't find my twin. So I thought it's time to get back on here on the internet and try to find this so-called twin of mine. Get some help from my Mirandas out there. I have lots of snot clogged in my nose today. It's really freaking annoying me. I can't even freaking breathe. But anyways, today I wanted to film because my doctor called me like a week ago and left a message and was like, oh, I know the sex of the twins. And I was like, that's inappropriate. And I fired that doctor because you can't talk about sex unless you're married. But then my mom just told me, actually, no, that means you can find out if you have boys and girls. So I'm about to call and find out if I have a girl twin sister or a boy twin sister. So I'm about to call the doctor back right now. And I thought it'd be a good thing to film it. So let's give him a call. Hello, yes, I'm just calling you back. It's Miranda sings, hello? Yes, I was just calling you back because you said you know if I'm having a boy twins or girl twins. I would like to know so it make it easier to find them. Yes. Well, that's impossible. Right, but what I'm saying is it cannot be a girl and a boy because I am a girl, so that would mean it would be a boy sibling, and I do not like boys. They are trash. You must have gotten it wrong, so look again. Check it again. Look again. You got it wrong. It is not a boy. I do not have a brother. That's what you're saying. You're saying I have a brother. This is the reason I fired you in the first place. So you'll be hearing from my lawyers. All right, it's time for the gender reveal, everybody. So basically, I have just spoken to my doctor. We have discovered what my sibling is. In my hands, I have confetti that will tell us if I'm having a brother or a sister that I need to find. It'll make it a lot easier for me to find them. So, ready? On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's a girl. I'm so excited to have my sister. I've been looking and looking for her everywhere. I knew it was a girl this whole time. My doctor's a freaking idiot and said, oh, it's a boy and girl twins. And I'm like, that's impossible because I'm a girl. So how could it be a boy and a girl? That would mean that then he would be a boy. And yeah, right, men are trash. So it could not be that because I could never be related to a man. I've never been related to a man before and I'm not gonna start now. So it must be a girl, and I need a new doctor too. So now I'm looking for my twin sister and for a doctor. So, hooray! So there you go. That's the gender reveal. Now we know what my sibling is. So it's very exciting. And hopefully I'll find her soon to make lots of money off her. So I actually have tweeted today, oh, what the heck? I haven't even found my twin yet. So I'm hoping maybe she's already responded to that. So hopefully I can find my twin and a new doctor on Twitter today. Okay, let's look. Coco said, it's me, look. Let's look at your profile picture. Yeah, right! That's my twin? Are you kidding me? I'm not related to Satan. Why you got bananas on your fingers? Freaking weirdo. Okay, anyway, so that's not my twin. Charles tweeted me and thinks it's him. All I have to say is I am scared. Charles, you are not it. This is your profile picture, and there's no way that is my twin. You look like the host I met at Sizzler the other night, and my shrimp were not cooked all the way through. I don't trust you now. Okay, Rosa said that she is my sister, but there's no way. You are wearing glasses. 4 eyes. Nerd. Okay, Roxanne sent me a video. Hold on, let's see what this is.
Hey Miranda, this is Roxanne, your biggest fan. Love ya, girl. Please follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Happy New Year. Bye.
I do not think that Roxanne is my twin. One, I'm prettier than her, no offense. And also, she said to follow her on Facebook. And you can't follow people on Facebook. Facebook is for posting about how vaccines are of the devil and put microchips in you. You cannot follow someone on Facebook. You can just post your opinions on vaccines. All right, Martis Fleabag said, it's me. So I'm looking at its profile, and that better not be my twin. I'm very scared of you, so please do not be my twin. Sky had a root beer float, said, me, I'm your twin. Let's look at this picture. I would say no, we are not twins. I can see that your ears are pierced, and we know that is of Satan. It is of the devil. So I'll be praying for you, and you are not my twin. My twin would not do something that disgusting. Tyler said, it's me, Amanda Sings, and put these, but we know that it's not a boy. There's no way it's a boy. He also made a video.
Even shower like, oh wait, she doesn't shower.
You are not Miranda. This person is impostitute, a liar. This is not my twin. And that video is 3 minutes and 40 seconds long. And I do not have that kind of time on my hands, so I'm not watching it. No offense, Tyler. Katie said, Miranda, it's me, C, and sent me this picture. And this picture here, click it. And talking and drinking that pink drink. There is no way this is my twin, because as you can see, if you zoom in, she's eating a soft taco, not crunchy, and I see lettuce in it. What's the point of a taco if it's not crunchy taco? I don't want soggy taco, I want crunchy taco. Also, lettuce. So you like killing plants. There's no way that you could be related to me because you're a murderer for murdering plants. Plants give us oxygen to breathe. So basically, when we're in the middle of a world health crisis and we're in the middle of global warming and the earth is dying, you're literally taking away the one thing we need to survive: breath. As I'm breathing out, trying to get back to the world, you're sucking it in by eating all the vegetables. So if you're gonna be eating trees, which is how we get oxygen, take a biology class for once in your life.
You would know this.
And now you're eating all of our oxygen, so that we'll die sooner? So this was a total bust. Tell me in the comments below if you think you're my twin. Make a video about it, make a TikTok about it, tag me, put it on Twitter, put it on Instagram, anywhere you can. So let me know if you are my twin or if you think you found my twin. I'm sick of waiting for it. I'm sick of searching for it. I don't have the time. I'm exhausted. I'm nauseous. I'm achy. I'm not doing good. And now I don't even have a good doctor anymore. So I'm really not doing good. And you guys are all trolling me, saying you're my twins when you're not my twins. So please help me find my twin if you're a true Miranda, and leave a comment below, post pictures, post videos of yourself being my twin all over the internet. I'm gonna be starting to post way more videos now, so please tell me also what kind of videos you want me to be doing while I'm looking for my twins. Do you want reviews? Do you want me to cook food? Do you want me to sing more songs? What do you need me to do in order to find my twin? Tell me it. I'm sick of the waiting. I'm sick of the haters. I'm just ready to move on with my life and find my twin and make money off of her. So please let me know. And congratulations for the gender reveal. We now know it's so good. Bye.
Hello, Facebook, or whoever you are. I'm Tony DeCopel, and we're in the CBS This Morning Toyota Green Room with the New Yorker's Pulitzer Prize-winning culture critic, Emily Nussbaum. She has a new book out. It's called I'd Like to Watch. Here's a copy right here. It's Arguing My Way Through the TV Revolution. Emily, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's a little bit weird to be talking to a TV guy on the internet about television that you wrote about. It's like we're kind of ricocheting off various mediums here. And here we are. What is the argument at the center of the book?
Well, essentially, it's a collection of my writing about television over the last 20 years with a bunch of new stuff. But the argument in it that all the pieces come together to make is about celebrating television as television and detaching it from constant comparisons to books and movies. And it's really a book about expanding the kind of TV that we take seriously and celebrating all of it. And that means soap operas, reality shows, sort of dropping the status anxiety that causes people to call things guilty pleasures.
I'm also against guilty pleasures. I think if it's a pleasure, it's a pleasure. No guilt needed. So do you think if TV was invented before the book and the printing press, we would laud television and deride the book?
Well, I'm trying to walk myself through the situation in which TV was invented before. I mean, after all, novels essentially were, novels were treated as a kind of television-like derided art form when they first came out, partially because they were episodic. They came out in individual chapters that were published, and once they were combined together into books, they gained more status. But honestly, at the time novels were first invented, they had a lot of the bad reputation TV does now, as something that women read and distracted them from their homes, and that were kind of opiatic and sexual. And
so all new things are derided for a period of time, and then critics like yourself come along and they lift it up.
Well, the main thing about the TV being compared to books and movies is that, those books and movies are art forms that people think of as art. And so they have a form of criticism that's directed toward them aesthetically. And so when TV started getting better, one of the things that people would do is they would look at a show, like a wonderful show like The Sopranos, and they'd say, this show's great, it's not like TV. Because for decades, people talked about television itself as this terrible, gross, addictive, harmful thing.
It was scooping on our brains. I mean, there was a famous book in the 80s, Amusing Ourselves to Death. It was going to be the ruination of not only of your individual family or your life, but the country.
Yes, definitely. And it certainly wasn't seen as any kind of art form. At best, it was seen as something that could spread good messages, at worst, to destroy your brain. So basically, it was the internet.
Right. Now, everything, you got into this line of work because of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Walk me through that.
Yeah, okay. So I was in graduate school for literature, for Victorian literature. And I was hanging out in the West Village, taking a break from reading 900-page novels. And I had a small TV set. This was in 1997, so it was back in the dark ages. I was watching the TV, and I turned on this show, Buffy, which I'd heard some good things about. And honestly, it was this massive, insane conversion experience. I don't feel quite that way anymore, but I fell in love with the show at the time, and I really did become a fan. I'm not saying that I immediately dropped out of graduate school and became a television critic. It took a few more years, but it created a feeling in me of an evangelism feeling of wanting to talk to people about the show. And it was out at the same time as The Sopranos was out, which is another show that I loved very much. But I was very frustrated by the very different critical reactions to the two shows. And in the book, I talk about how this was sort of the base coat on the passionate argument that I kept making for years that basically said there has to be a language to celebrate both of these kinds of shows and the many kinds of shows. Because for a long time, I think to deal with people's shame and anxiety about TV, the only kind of TV that they were capable of
a faster chip, a high-performance display, and the biggest upgrade ever to the camera. Introducing iPhone 13 Pro. It's ready for action! New wide and ultra-wide cameras let you capture incredible scenes in even lower light. The new telephoto camera has 3 times optical zoom for even closer close-ups. Discover a new world in macro with the ultra-wide camera. And upload and download faster on the go with 5G. The superior durability of ceramic shield means iPhone 13 Pro is ready for any shoot, almost anywhere. iPhone 13 Pro offers filmmaking capabilities not possible in even the most expensive movie cameras. Now you can capture, edit, and deliver in ProRes, the same format used in the movie industry. And introducing Cinematic Mode. which brings the art of cinematography to iPhone. For the first time, you can shift the focus automatically while you shoot or even afterwards. And all in Dolby Vision. The Super Retina XDR display with Pro Motion uses an adaptive refresh rate that makes the iPhone experience feel faster and more fluid. Power is redefined with A15 Bionic, the world's fastest smartphone chip. And a huge leap in battery life to keep up with your day. More powerful, more intelligent, and a world of cinematic possibilities. iPhone 13 Pro.
What happened?
Absolutely nothing. I don't know. I just showed up and I don't know. I don't even know the guy, to be honest with you.
Not so fast, Conor McGregor. It appears something did happen when the professional fighter crossed paths with rapper Machine Gun Kelly on the 2021 VMAs red carpet on Sunday night. Watch out for McGregor, y'all. In fact, rapper Ja Rule saw the whole thing and spilled it all to E.T.
I tell you, Ja Rule, my head is spinning. The VMAs are insane. This is what the VMAs are all about.
Man. Everybody's here. We having a good time. This is a big night for the celebrities and the stars. So we out.
It truly is. I mean, you came over here. The D'Amelio family was there. Yeah. Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox. I just can't.
I heard there was
it.
a fight with Machine Gun and Conor McGregor just over there about 10 minutes ago. No. So we were already off to a good start.
No, you're telling no.
That's what I heard over there. That's I'm just relaying the message.
Oh, Ja Rule.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Got Ja Rule with a T at the VMAs.
I got the T early.
According to an eyewitness, Conor McGregor and MGK, quote, exchanged some words, and then Conor lunged at MGK. The rapper and Megan left the carpet and threatened not to do pics, but then they returned once Conor left.
Machine Gun, Megan! Y'all always dress the part. How did you coordinate these outfits this evening? Yeah? Did Machine Gun take the lead? And then Megan, you were like,
He was like, you're gonna be naked tonight. And I was like, whatever you say, Daddy. Whatever Daddy says.
Are you proud of him?
Very proud. He's the most talented boy in the world.
And then you're pretty talented too, seeing you in Bloody Valentine. Are you guys gonna collaborate more when it comes to your music videos in the future?
I mean, yeah, he's not allowed to have other hoes in his music video. It's the queen or no one.
Megan, you guys look awesome. We'll be back. I don't know if this is family friendly, y'all. Woo!
So once we saw Conor backstage at the VMAs, we had to ask him about this wild confrontation.
I heard about the scuffle you had with Machine Gun Kelly on the carpet.
No scuffle at all. No, I don't know the man. It's obvious that there's him and Megan to be at the fights. And
What happened?
Absolutely nothing. I don't know. I just showed up and I don't know. I don't even know the guy, to be honest with you.
Just rumors?
Just rumours. Nothing happened with me. I only fight real fighters, people that actually fight, you know what I mean? I certainly don't fight little vanilla white rappers. You know, I don't even know the guy. I don't know anything about him, except that he's with Megan Fox.
We were chatting earlier on the carpet, and it was like a game of telephone out there. He was bringing me the news that there was a little scuffle between Machine Gun Kelly.
That's what I heard.
And it was all the talk, honey, so...
So I was right.
You were
right. I had the tea. I had the tea.
And he was like, let me just sip this tea, and I'm going to share the tea.
I had the pinky out on him, sipping it like this. It was hot.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Fresh off the VMAs, you performed last night. You closed out the show.
Yeah, does anyone have a Band-Aid? I pulled a giant piece of my guitar out of my hand.
Just now?
Yeah, but I did it last night, but it won't stop bleeding, so I just keep wiping it on the inside of my pants. Maybe I'll just keep my hand in my pants.
That's cool. Yeah, that looks very natural. Unfortunately, they all know why.
Okay.
We'll get you a Band-Aid. We'll see. You know, I'm actually genuinely curious how long it takes to get a Band-Aid during an interview. So we'll see if we can even make it in time.
Right.
But you mentioned that you got a piece of your guitar. I was getting nervous when people try to smash guitars. Were you nervous that you were going to be able to effectively smash it? You did a great job.
Well, that was never part of the plan. I kind of did it out of. There could be a documentary about everything that happened backstage at the VMAs last night.
A documentary about how it went exactly according to plan?
Yeah. I wasn't supposed to close out the show.
Here we go, look at this.
Oh my God!
Look how
Thank
fast
you
it
so
came.
much.
You weren't supposed to close out the show. That
No.
seems to me like at award shows, there's usually a pretty hard, locked-in list.
It was it was.
So they came to you and said, change of plans, you're going to close
I was
the show?
in my set piece. I was in the grave. If you watch the performance, I start out in a grave, and it got. In the middle of the show, they took me out of the grave, and story for another day.
That is, well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like this is a pretty good place for it. I do like the idea of somebody being like, somebody has to go tell Machine Gun he's not on. It's like, he's already in the grave.
Yeah, I was in the grave, for real.
So were you fully covered? So somebody had to come over and like knock on the grave?
No, the grave was an open grave.
Did you then, when it was all over, it went well, you won, you got an award presented to you on television. Did you then go out later in the night? Be honest.
I did. I ran into Pete last night.
You went? Yeah, Pete did a concert, a stand-up comedy show for 9/11.
Yeah.
At Madison Square Garden. So you went out, you saw your friend Pete.
I saw Pete, and I saw Chappelle.
Chappelle. Had you met Chappelle before?
Well, funny story. That was the first time me, Pete, and Dave have been in the room since Dave flew me and Pete out to his house to smoke.
To smoke weed.
And then he sent us back because I had a show. But
okay.
He found out Pete was coming to Ohio and for my show, Christmas show, and he was like, oh, you guys just got to come down and hang out. I'm like, oh, you're like 5 hours away driving. He's like, no worries. There's a jet there waiting for you. You guys have to get on. And we got on. We landed. He forgot it was his mom's 81st birthday. As we all do.
Right. Well, if you're the kind of person who flies people in for weed, you tend to forget dates.
Yeah, exactly. And so we went, so he picks us up, we go there, and then, I don't know if I could say all of it. It was just like, it was the most legendary. It certified Dave Chappelle as like the ultimate rock star to me. And
is this a photo from them, or is this a different time?
No, this is
Because I was like, this is not the photo I expected based on what you just said.
No, that was actually from a couple days ago. Pete flew in. I wrote and directed this movie with a friend of mine, Modson, and he came in to do a cameo on the last day.
Oh, great.
And he was like, well, we should have breakfast, and I got to breakfast, and we were looking at the menu, and both of us saw this drink, and we were kind of looking at the name of it, and we were like, it looks so good, but like, I don't want to be the one to order it. So we both looked at the waiter, and we were like, can we get 2 Beach Boys, please?
The Beach Boys!
So like,
you guys are the new Beach Boys. I love it. So I just want to get the timeline right. You were doing a show in Ohio, and instead of driving 5 hours, Chappelle jets you to his place.
We fly back.
How long are you there?
We do like a solid, mom's 81st birthday for.
So you went to the party?
Yeah.
Great.
Which it was a party.
Great.
81-year-olds go hard.
Absolutely,
And
they do.
Did that 2 hours. Chappelle has different man caves around the town. So we stopped in there. Talib Kweli was in one. Like, we went to another place. Like, it was the most random night. We end up at his house. His wife was like furious that we were still there, like, get these idiots out of here. So he's like, all right, you guys got to get back on the plane. So we get on the plane, go, we do the concert, and then me, Pete, and my daughter decided to do an 8-hour road trip to New York to go to his mom's house, and we spent Christmas at his mom's house.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Well turned around. Your daughter is 12 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And does she ever go to your shows?
Yeah. She'll
and does
be
she
on a lot of
enjoy?
these upcoming. Yeah, for sure.
Great.
She's a concert kid.
And she can stay up late and do that whole thing?
She
I guess
stays up
12
too
now.
late,
Yeah, I would imagine at this point, yeah.
Yeah, she looks at me like I'm a loser. I'm like, all right, it's 1 a.m., I'm a tap out. She's like, dork. What?
You, I have a tattoo question.
Okay.
I know you have a lot. Maybe something that you and Pete connected on. And one thing that he's talked about on the show is like, sometimes you have one that you end up maybe regretting over time. You've gotten all your album titles tattooed on yourself. So does that then put a higher burden of pressure on the title when you're coming up with it, knowing that you're gonna get it inked on?
It puts pressure on how well the album does. No one wants to put the flop on their body.
Sure, I didn't think about that.
But
right.
it's done me well so far. It progressively has gotten better every release. I'm just worried, like, if it turns into a Jay-Z situation where I have like 13 albums,
yeah,
and then I end up having to be like, all right, I ran out of space. I guess I'm doing it right here on my nose. Or like,
yeah.
Yeah, or like my eye, I have to sacrifice an eyebrow and just put like.
Right. Yeah, you can't be that prolific. You got to like tap the brakes a little bit so you don't
like
get
the like live at Seth Meyers' kitchen.
I would love, yeah. We would love to do one of your live albums. Hey, this is really cool. So you wrote this graphic novel. You got a bunch of different really great artists to work on it.
Yeah.
I've only done it the one time. Bill Hader and I wrote a comic book a long time ago. And the most exciting thing for me was when the art comes back. Was that just so thrilling?
Yes. Yes, and like it was really cool being able to reach out to certain artists that I like. I love the way that the art looks in Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
And we were able to get certain people that I was fans of to contribute to this. I'm more of a cerebral comic reader. Like I love graphic novels that take you on like really intricate journey. I like Sandman. We were talking about Sandman backstage. So I mean, I'm hoping to turn this into something that becomes a world. Kind of like I love how Disney World is such a fantasy like place that is, you know, you can go to.
This does not strike me to be like Disney World.
A little bit opposite of
I don't want to
Disney World.
show some of these pictures, but it's very not Disney World.
We won't. The audience doesn't have to see, but these are things we don't show the television.
No, we don't show the television. Here, I'll just give a line. The man I killed when I was 17.
Ah.
That's my favorite ride.
Yes.
At Disney World. It's so great. You start on like you're on a roller coaster, and on the way up, it's like tick, 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 thump.
Oh my God.
And then everybody in the roller coaster is like, wait, what was that? And then you just hear sirens and the roller coaster
The police
goes
just
down.
come out and arrest everybody like, well, you just killed somebody, so time to go to jail. You're a lifer.
So you grew up, I know you kind of Cleveland, worked in a mall. And this was when you were also, you had mixtapes. You were doing mixtapes. So that's a very cool thing to be doing. What were the stores you were working in at the mall at the time?
I worked in an airbrush store for many years.
What were people getting airbrushed back in the day when you were there?
A lot of RIPs and a lot of free.
Okay.
Whoever, free Chris.
Okay.
You know, that would, when someone got arrested, that was when a lot of money came into the shop.
Interesting. So that would be a bad time for the Chris's.
Right,
but a good time for the airbrush.
And there wasn't a person that came in that I wouldn't rap for. Like anybody that came in, I was like, enjoy this T-shirt. Now also, I'm going to rap for you for the next 3 minutes.
Great. So not here's a mixtape. You were like, I'm going to do it face to face.
Yeah. And then I would also like to charge you $5 extra to leave with my mixtape.
Wow. And now, what was this sort of hit rate you had? How many people were actually buying the mixtape?
You'd be surprised at how many people in Cleveland like come up to me now when I'm walking around and are like, dude, I remember you when you used to rap in the airbrush top.
Really?
Yeah. It was, and because Tower City is the middle point of Cleveland between East and West Side. So all the trains, there's like a one train station in the middle. And so all the trains would come up and everyone would come up in between their stops and like after school and everything. And so anyone that was walking, and the movie theater was right there. Like when You Got Served was in theaters and everyone came out, I was just in the hallway the whole time like.
So you would just wait for people to come out of a movie and you thought if they were at that movie,
right next to the
and you would just like rap. And now how many people, when people say, I remember you rapping, are they saying, I bought your mixtape? Or do you think now they regret that they,
no, a lot of people bought my, that was how people heard it. That was how the labels heard about me because I was a really big mixtape artist in Ohio.
Out of Cleveland?
Yes. And then some people remember me from working at Chipotle.
Okay. Because you were a rapper or just you were really good at it?
Because I was a burrito rapper.
You were really, well, I hate giving the last word to the guest, but I don't think I'm going to beat that. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Hotel Diablo is available September 28th.
Lucky, spoiled, you can say that about me. Place I grew up in. mountains, desert, ocean, catch a wave. Ooh. Sunshine, oh, how you keep me going. Didn't know how much you meant to me. Back in New York City, when leaves and flowers disappear, I disappear. Sing all the songs of you, but none of them can match you. California, California, baby, on my way to stay a while. Got my ticket, got my bag with me, baby. It's all I need to get back my smile. Da-da-da. That's cute.
Oh, come on. We have the best B-roll. Okay. Okay. The football game between the University of Miami and Appalachian State University had a surprise appearance from a feline in crisis, but it has possibly a good ending. I don't know. Let's watch. All right, it's amazing because I've seen the video so many times at this point, but every time I watch it, I'm just like freaking out for the cat. But like, I know that the cat's gonna be saved, as we all saw in the video, but I just keep thinking about what the cat was feeling. Is that weird? Like the whole time I'm like, the cat is so scared, poor baby. Like just that panic, imagine, you know? Like I hate knowing how scared the cat was.
Yeah, no. I saw in the headline that he was saved. I never felt like
no, but the emotional distress, doesn't that?
No, it's good that you felt that. It makes you a little bit more human than me. But me, I was like, I know how it ends. So he's gonna be all right. And in fact, at the end, there's gonna be
no.
By that kid is the play-by-play announcer. Okay, I love that. I like how he was like at that point though. To be fair to him, they don't know the cat's gonna be fine, which
right.
is
Oh no, totally. I would have the same reaction.
Yeah. I don't know that I'd have the same exact reaction, but I'd be really worried about the cat. But no.
Okay. I want to go to the next video because there was one element of the whole situation that was not captured in the video that we just watched. So let's take a look. Okay, so that was the first video I saw of the whole incident. And my husband was like, babe, you have to see this, you have to see this. And like, he shows me his phone. I see it's a sporting event. I was like, oh boy, okay. Like, I think I'm not gonna care about it at all, right? And then I watch it and he's like, they hold the cat up like Simba, right? At the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Simba, I love it. I love it so much. I hope the cat's okay.
He's fine, he's fine. That guy might not be so fine. It looks like he scratched him a little bit.
I know,
And I don't blame him. I mean, this cat's been through some stuff.
Oh, poor baby.
By the way, they didn't fully catch him now that I saw the second video. I thought they caught him 100% on the flag. They softened the blow, and then it looks like the cat ran out of the flag or fell a tiny bit out of the flag.
Yeah,
anyway.
so in regard to the flag, it belonged to season ticket holder Craig Cromer and his wife, Kimberly. A University of Miami facilities manager told the station that he and his wife untied the flag from the railing when they saw the cat clinging above them. So they came up with the flag idea. It seems like the flag helped. Look, the point is the cat's okay. So that's the important part of the story. And I think people care about animals more than other people. But I kind of get it.
Oh, it's 100%.
Yeah.
Look, are you kidding me? They're in Florida and nobody's wearing a mask and it's this stadium filled with tens of thousands of people.
Totally.
They're breathing all over each other, endangering each other's lives.
Yep.
Probably over under on how many people died from going to that game is like 7 or something. Meanwhile, everybody's like, is the cat okay?
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
And good, I want the cat to be okay. I also want you guys to be okay. You're packed like sardines, which the cat would like, inside that stadium, which is not a great idea. And but I'm glad they held the feline.
Yeah.
And they look at the end. The cat was out of the flag, but he's okay. I'm here all week. But mainly, I wanted to say in the way that they rescued the cat.
Yeah.
Hashtag America.
Right?
Okay, when I saw him, like, cause the first time I watched the video, I didn't know what they caught him in, right? And when they caught him in the American flag, I was like, yes, America, where we save little cats with flags, with American flags. You think you're gonna save them with a Brazilian flag? Hell no.
The flag definitely broke the cat's fall. Yeah.
Oh, of course it did.
Oh, poor baby.
And remember, we showed the video of the cat surviving like a 4 or 5 story fall.
Yeah, they have 9 lives, duh.
Yeah, duh. So I was like, he gonna be fine anyway. And then once they got him with the flag, I was like, now this is just about our glory, the glory of America. There are a lot of great ways to watch the Young Turks, but is there a best way? Of course, the best way is to watch live. Tune in weekdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. You get our uncensored, unapologetic version of the news that you won't get anywhere else. Watch us live.
Hey YouTube, here with her solo debut performance of her new single, LaLisa. It's Lisa!
머리를 하얗게 띄운 채 시끄러운 감정을 태울래 burn 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 그때난 네 갈증을 했어 white champagne sip sip 나를 들이켜 그래도 저 높이 내 body 받들어 want you to ring the alarm 세상에게 알려 내 이름에다 입 맞춰 say la listen love me la listen love me call me la listen love me la listen love me oh I tryna attitude 뭐 터져라고 the loudest in the room just say la listen love me la listen love me call me la listen love me la listen love me oh I tryna attitude 뭐 터져라고 the loudest in the room baby get the microphone put it on speaker I said I can't hear you so you need to speak up put it on stereo everyone else on very low protecting like a barrier promise there's nothing scarier than me if anybody coming for my man gotta catch a case wanna bend my hand bam 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 hit after hit the rocks in my wrist so I call them the Flintstones ring the alarm 세상에게 알려 내 이름에다 입 맞춰 say la listen love me la listen love me though. 태국에서 한국 거쳐 여기까지 run by the throat. Being the greatest of all time in fantasy. 새까만 비급인 왕관 belongs to we. LaLisa, LaLisa, LaLisa 하늘이 당당해. LaLisa, LaLisa, LaLisa 저들은 날 원해. LaLisa, LaLisa, LaLisa catch me if you can. LaLisa, 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 LaLisa. Say LaLisa, love me, LaLisa, love me. Call me LaLisa, love me, LaLisa, love me. Oh, I tryna attitude, my touch 어라고. The loudest in the room. Just say LaLisa, love me, LaLisa, love me. Call me LaLisa, love me, LaLisa, love me. Oh, I tryna attitude, my touch 어라고. The loudest in the room.
My rocket titties made their debut here. I use them all the time personally, but they publicly made their debut in this video as well. They're very useful though. Hi, Allure, it's Ariana Grande. And today I'm gonna be breaking down some of my most iconic videos. By the way, they told me to use the word iconic. I didn't assume that. So this video was directed by the Young Astronauts by my friend Nev, and she and I collaborated on this concept. I really love the 60s. I've always loved that era for glamour, for wardrobe, for aesthetic, film, choreography, everything. The dancing scene in this video was actually inspired by Sweet Charity, and the wardrobe, it's pretty almost identical. But yeah, I love that era, so we had a lot of fun dipping a toe in here, and then I never kind of dipped any toes out for the rest of my life. Also, I love Iggy's glam here. I loved her makeup, I loved her hair. It was funny because my ponytail in this scene was actually not that high or teased, and like 5 minutes before we rolled, I was like, this looks too ugh. And then I just went in the mirror and I just grabbed it and I was like went like this, and I brought it up really high, and I sort of, okay, we don't need a bunch of memes of me going like this anywhere, but it's okay, it's too late, so f it.
If you want it, take it.
This is one of my favorite videos. This one is Break Free, directed by Chris Mars. I had the time of my life shooting this video. I loved this makeup. Chris Buckle did this makeup. He put a bunch of stickers from Michaels or something on my face, and they definitely weren't supposed to be there. I think Delina did this hair, and Johnny Wujek did this wardrobe. It was a beautiful, fun video. I've always loved vintage interpretations of space and like what the future looks like, but in the 50s or 60s. I always thought that was so cool. Big Barbarella fan, obviously. I continue to channel her as much as possible. There's a really cool deleted scene on the internet somewhere where we recreated the Who Shot First scene from Star Wars, which was really fun as well. My rocket titties made their debut here. I use them all the time personally, but they publicly made their debut in this video as well. They're very useful though.
'Cause if you want to keep me, you gotta.
Love Me Harder 2014 featuring The Weeknd. This was our first time collaborating. It was really fun. This concept didn't feel very personal to me as I'm sitting in an old chair in some sand and I end up in water for some reason. I'm dressed as some sort of whorish kitten. I love the look in it. I love the look. I kind of gave up the reins here and was just kind of like, go for it. And then I really fought Hannah for the kitty ears. I'm really glad that I did though, because I really like them. I think it would have felt almost too serious without the ears for me.
I'm talking to you. See you standing over
So this is Side to Side featuring Nicki Minaj, 2016. We were going back and forth about what should this concept be, and I remember I was on the treadmill thinking and listening to my playlist of what was becoming the Dangerous Woman album, and I got to Side, and I was like, why does this feel so fun to listen to on the treadmill? And I FaceTimed Hannah and I said, we should be on SoulCycle bikes. And she was like, oh, I'll call you back. And then pulled together all these dope visual references. She was like, you and Nikki have to be in the sauna. I don't love the look with the leggings and the stringy bra thing, but I love the other ones. I love the one on the bike. The one in the leggings feels like I was forced into it. I probably was. This one is No Tears Left to Cry, 2018, directed by Dave Meyers. This was a really fun video simply because of how much preparation went into it. The rotating set that we had to build to create the first scene took so long to get used to, and we rehearsed the day before, and it was so much fun. I pitched Dave this idea of sort of multiple fields of gravity because of a game I was playing at the time called Monument Valley on my phone. I told him how much I loved Escher stairs and stuff like that, and we sort of mushed everything together and created the Sweetener, what really was sort of like the centerpiece for the Sweetener album and era, which was this sort of play on being upside down and not knowing what is right and what is up, because also personally in my life at the time, I was sort of upside down and not knowing where the ground was and not feeling very grounded or okay. So yeah, I felt like that was a really nice, cool way to visually represent what I was feeling during those moments, really. The fashion here is really fun. I loved the polka dot umbrella dress. I really loved that. I remember feeling so joyful in that. This was styled by La Roche, and I loved these looks. I think they're so much fun. God is a Woman 2018, also directed by Dave Meyers. This was such a fun video to do. This was glam by Ash and Josh and styled by Mimi Cottrell. This one was so much fun because obviously there are so many beautiful ways to express femininity and what it is to be a woman, and there's so many things to lean into as far as paying homage to art that already exists and also creating our own. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with this. One of my favorite moments is probably when I'm fingering the earth. Loved that a lot. I also loved recreating the moment, the Michelangelo moment at the end, because I was able to tease that we were putting that in this video at the Met Gala when I worked with Vera Wang on my dress. I like that connection. To me, that felt exciting, and I felt giddy knowing. And then I loved that sort of watercolor that I'm swimming in the beginning. I think it's so beautiful. Alexa Mead did that art on my sort of face and hair and boobs and in the water as well. That is not random paint, it's not a pool, that's for sure. This is Thank You Next from 2018. I loved this video so much. The funny thing about this is that we were working on the Breathin' video. Hannah and I were in New York filming the video for Breathin'. Breathin' kind of was like the tail end single of Sweetener, because it kind of life thrust me into the Thank You Next album era. I didn't have any plan of moving on that time anytime soon, but I kind of had to do that album as an artist to feel better, and I really was ready to move on, and we were working on Breathin', and I was like, we have to recreate all my favorite scenes from all my favorite movies and make the Thank You Next video. Like, next month we have to do it. And she was like, holy shit, Like, nobody is more right to do this with than Hannah. She turned something that felt so torrential at the time in my life into something that felt fun and light, at least while we were doing it and while we were making it. And what I got to share with the world felt, you know, bright and beautiful. Playing Regina George was really fun. Playing Elle Woods was really fun. Playing Jenna Rink was a dream come true. I couldn't believe it. Jennifer Garner even reposted it, and I love her so much. I loved being able to work with Jennifer Coolidge on this. She actually recreated all of her looks from Legally Blonde for this, which was the biggest honor of my entire life. I worship her. I'm a humongous comedy person. My favorite movie is Best in Show, and she happens to be in that as well. You should see the outtakes. They're so funny. She was like, I met a guy with no teeth. I made out with him. It was so weird. And then I saw him under the covers. He was doing something. And I was like, trying to keep a straight face. And she was like, have you ever kissed a guy with no teeth? Positions 2020. I love this video so much. I love this glam. I love this styling. This makeup was by Manthony, and my hair was by Josh Liu. This styling was Mimi Cottrell. This was directed by Dave Meyers again, and conceptualized by my husband. We were in the car driving home, and Dalton just turned to me and was like, what if you were the president? And I was like, you're perfect. I called Dave. This was literally 3 days away from the shoot, I wanna say, and we just like, he made it happen. I also love the women that are in this video with me. It was really cool just to sort of paint this picture in a feminine way and just say, you know, why couldn't it look like that? Why couldn't it even look half like that?
So what you doing tonight? Better stay doing it right. Watching movies, but we ain't
3435 2020, directed by Director X. Michael did this makeup again, and Josh did this hair again, and this was styled by Mimi again. This was another one where we took inspiration from that 60s sci-fi. Again, that old horror 60s thing is my favorite aesthetic in the world, so we tried to make it sort of emulate that with the drippy letters and stuff. I feel so lucky to have done this. And choreographed by Brian and Scott Nicholson as well. This choreography is so silly and fun, but like also so chic. I've worked with them my whole career, so it's fun to sort of find new stories to tell with them. And okay, are we voguing today? No, we're being fembots today, actually. And they are always able to jump in and execute everything so beautifully and make me feel beautiful in the movements, and I appreciate them and everybody I get to work with. Thank you all so much for joining me as I broke down some of my most, I was forced to say the word iconic earlier, but some of my most, they happened music videos. Thank you, I'm sorry. You have to use that, you have to use that, you have to.
Hi everyone, Nothony Way Tiano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new Drake album, Certified Lover Boy. This is a brand new LP from Aubrey Graham, or Drake. Toronto's very own Six God is back with his 6th album. After getting a pandemic pushback with the half-baked Dark Lane demo tapes serving as a sort of placeholder in the meantime, this record came to us with absolutely no teasers and quickly took shape seemingly in reaction to Drake's ongoing beef with Kanye West, which flared up once again after a feature verse that Drake dropped on the new Trippie Redd album. And if that backstory seems too convoluted for you to care, we're just getting started, please. Now, there are multiple lines off this record that could easily be read as shots at Kanye West, as well as the near entirety of 7 AM at Bridle Path, which might seem insignificant, but I feel like for this review, it's important to note just how much this rivalry between Drake and Kanye consumes Drake. Pusha T's devastating diss track, The Story of Adidon, may be a few years old at this point, and Drake's numbers may be as impressive as they've ever been. But thanks to that whole ordeal, we now have access to this section of Drake's life that suddenly he's so open and honest about, as if his honesty hasn't just been a series of omissions up until this point. Not only that, but he now has to make being the world-famous rapper who had an unplanned pregnancy a part of his brand. And while I appreciate Drake putting on a game face and embracing the realities of fatherhood, his actions still speak very loudly to an insecurity he obviously has around how all of this came out. Drake seems more infatuated with the whole thing than he did on Scorpion. Maybe because around that time he wanted personally and mentally for there in his music to be at least like some distance from all of that, considering it just happened. But now on No Friends in the Industry, Drake is bringing back that if you're reading this, it's too late energy type of vibe and dropping beef bars as if we don't remember how 2018 played out. And look, not to portray Kanye and Pusha in this situation as 100% in the right, 100% angels, or 100% honest, because it's beef. But look, as much of a distraction and a focus all of this is right now, it's not the reason CLB is such a dud of a record. And why that is, we may never know the real answer, but from an outside perspective, it seems like a lot of it could have to do with a lack of inspiration. Something that's been looming larger and larger and larger on Drake's project since he dropped the dreadfully boring Views from the Six. And Certified Lover Boy, I think, is the most punishing of these 90-minute marathons that Drake has been dropping as of late. And that's mostly due to a lack of memorable songs and even memorable performances from Drake himself. Like, he is legitimately outshined by every feature on this project, even the ones that don't even sound like they're trying all that hard. Hello, Travis Scott. The record does have a pretty decent kickoff, though, with the song Champagne Poetry. It's dramatic, there's a beat switch, it's got kind of that Tuscan leather energy to it. The sound of the track is good, but the first few lines give us an idea of what we're going to be in for the entirety of this record, and that's a lot of putting up fronts and a lot of gaslighting. As Drake says, I've been hot since the birth of my son, I remain unfazed, trust, worse has been done. When you are literally so obviously phased that you cannot get off of this topic. The continued responses and mentions and engagements in this ongoing feud, yeah, that's you being phased, bro. And again, look, I think the performance on this track is good. I love the chipmunk soul on the instrumental, but pretty much this entire track is just meant to convince us that Drake is effortlessly winning while everyone around him is struggling. And there is an extent to which that is true, because Drake does continue to do a lot of numbers and get a lot of engagement despite little to no effort on this record. The following track, Poppy's Home, features more dramatic soul samples, along with bars meant to provoke the rap world as if Drake is some kind of chaotic sitcom character walking onto set to audience applause. Here Drake is clearly relishing his spot at the top. He is excited that his existence angers people. He is dropping more dad bars, talking about supermodels doing coke. The first leg of the track is not bad, but I have no idea why he buries the momentum of the song into a weird little Nicki Minaj appearance that's not a verse, and then from there kind of plays it out with a long-winded Montel Jordan section. The whole thing feels like 2/3 of a song, really. I don't know why Drake couldn't like finish it off as strong as he started. But overall, this track does feel like a real like puff out your chest kind of moment, which plays out really weird as we transition into the very weak and not puff your chest out Girls Like Girls, where Drake claims girls like girls where I'm from, which I'm not sure. Is this an indictment of the men of Toronto, or is this a lack of understanding that there are lesbians in every city around the world? Considering that Drake thinks liking women as well makes him a lesbian, maybe it's the latter. Now, I know Drake is just joking, obviously, but this is not a joke that has played much of anywhere relevant since like 2001. But honestly, this track's greatest sin is being so goddamn boring that while I'm listening to it, I kind of want to just like hook a car battery up to my nuts just to get some kind of mental stimulation. The beat is too bland for words, and on top of it, Drake could not sound more unenthusiastic. The only portion of the track that grabs any real attention is the Lil Baby feature on it, and he's rapping on this track like his life fucking depends on it. The effort gap between Drake and his collaborators on this record continues onto the song In the Bible with Giveon as well as Lil Durk. They are obviously the most interesting things about the song, and it's hard for them not to be considering just how awful Drake's vocal lines on this track are. They don't seem to make sense at all, at least to me, over this beat. Drake also sounding very low energy on the song Love All, and of course, like, he was not going to drop a better verse than Jay-Z on the song, even with Hove operating at 50%. Thankfully, fair trade with Travis Scott sees things picking up a little bit. Drake's flows here are actually catchy and melodic, direct and hooky. I've been losing friends and finding peace may seem like a stereotypical Drake bar at this point, but it's still the best hook this album has to offer thus far. The slow psychedelic instrumental transition into Travis's section of the track is pretty sick as well. Overall, I'll say I think it's a good track for this record, but in the grander scheme of things, it's pretty low impact. I mean, reminder, these are the two guys that brought us Sicko Mode. Next, we have the record's first real attempt at dropping a banger, a huge single, Way Too Sexy, which, is one of the most embarrassing things Drake has ever released, in my opinion. There is an awful Right Said Fred sample of Too Sexy, which goes right into an interpolation with Future on the chorus. The idea itself for the track is horrendous, and somehow Drake makes it even worse with a very underwritten verse. Anyway, if Chance the Rapper can't live down Hot Shower, I see no reason why Drake should get to, like, revel in this. Especially when Future becomes pretty much the draw for the track, and Young Thug is seen exiting through the back of the song quietly like he didn't even want you to know he was there. Then on the song TSU, things turn a little bit weird. Yeah, it may have another drab beat, tedious flow, whole song is about a stripper kind of trying to get her life together, which I guess is fine, but then the narrative kind of shifts into Drake supporting her financially for sexual favors. She kind of has a business plan in mind for something. The song itself, the situation it portrays, it seems benign, too benign to actually be interesting, especially with the second half of the track sounding so comatose. But if we're being serious and honest about what this track portrays, is this not just Drake taking advantage of the power dynamic that his money and fame and influence affords him by manipulating someone who's not in the best spot economically and obviously has little to no family support, as you say in the song, which is kind of weird and sort of tone deaf. And I guess in a way it's ironic that there's like a little R. Kelly writer credit on this track too, because of a accidental instrumental incorporation. Following this, we have the song In Too Deep, which is at least one of a few tracks that just did not need to be here, especially since this one doesn't really seem like it knows what it wants to do. Does it want to be a slow, dramatic Missing You ballad with chugging guitars? Or does it want to be a psych trap banger where Drake once again plays second fiddle to Future over an instrumental that sounds like a leftover from Travis Scott's Astroworld? The song Pipe Down feels more essential by comparison, but nothing new narratively for Drake in the grander scheme of things, as we pretty much have passionate, angry Drake here who is fed up with the thanklessness of this relationship, of this romantic dynamic. On your ass like back pockets is one of many clever lines on this thing, and he is absolutely convincing as he is pretty much begging, how much money do I have to throw down for you to pipe down? How many bars do I have to write? How many pens do I have to go through? Still though, this just kind of feels like a track that Drake could have easily dropped 5 years ago, and it would have sounded exactly in line with everything he was doing then. So even if this track is decent, it does feel indicative of Drake being sort of in a state of arrested development. He can't seem to progress past this stage narratively. Same with No Friends in the Industry, which I think is a banger if I'm not really paying attention to the content, because Drake continues to sling this no friends, lone wolf angle, despite the fact that there are some serious mental disconnects that come with it at this point. Like, when it comes to the beef stuff on the track, Drake is a paper tiger. Clearly, why he's even continuing to talk like this, I don't know. And right now, who are you not friends with? This is a star-studded track list, and you've repeatedly collaborated with Future once again, who you did an entire record with. Like, clearly you are close to some of the biggest names in the industry to some degree. You even had to bury the hatchet with Kid Cudi to get him on the record. So honestly, even if this track is kind of fun to listen to, I just don't want to buy into the facade anymore. I don't care. And to the degree that what Drake is saying here is true, it's weird that after all of these years of saying this, it doesn't dawn on him that maybe he might be a part of the problem to some degree. The song Knife Talk continues this mean momentum, underscored by an instrumental with a deadly classic Memphis sound. Project Pat is even on the track, amazingly. He does a great job on the front end, and 21 Savage is in the mix too. So yes, it does have that classic Memphis spooky sound to it, but with more ornate and, I guess, cinematic instrumentation laced into the beat. It's another track that I think is good for this record, but in the grander scheme of things, I guess is just okay. In 2021, I guess I'm just not really excited to hear Drake cosplay as a gangster. Pretty much. 7 a.m. on Bridal Path is Diary Drake once again. You know the tone of voice he gets and the energy he delivers whenever we have a track title that features a location and a time. And look, there's some biting bars on this track for sure, like in response to Kanye dropping Drake's address on Instagram. He says, give that address to your driver, make it your destination, instead of just a post out of desperation. I won't disagree that Kanye posting that was petty as fuck and pretty childish, but the fact that Kanye mostly sidestepped this whole thing in any direct or long-winded way on his new record versus Drake over here, who was like totally obsessing over the whole exchange for multiple bars on Certified Lover Boy, I think it illustrates a lot about how each artist approaches their craft when they're making a record, because Kanye drops a record about constants, you know, his mother, his faith, things that are going to be significant to him and relevant for a very long time. Meanwhile, Drake exists purely in the now. He is for the instant drama and for whatever is happening in the moment, and fuck whether or not it's actually relevant to anybody in like 6 years. Erase My Mind is kind of like a really Heavenly Weekend ripoff with a lot of harp laced into the instrumental, and I know Drake's early stuff inspired Abel's work for sure, but I feel like I'd rather listen to Abel do this sound at this point, especially if it's not going to be done well. With the song Fountains, Drake continues to push these chilly Canadian versions of dancehall and Afrobeat on us. And yeah, it's probably the most soulless and uninspired and boring song he's dropped in this vein ever. Get Along Better with Ty Dolla $ign is a pretty decent classic R&B and rap blend. There are some excellent vocal lines on the track, really heavy instrumental, but not a lot of variation. I feel like I'm just kind of experiencing the same portion of the song over and over and over. Granted, it's a good portion of the song, but it would feel a lot better if it didn't come off so one-dimensional. Then You Only Live Twice is an instant banger featuring Lil Wayne and Rick Ross. And in my opinion, this is the only spot on the record when it comes to meeting the moment and actually like delivering the energy that I guess like matches that of his features and his guests. Yeah, Drake shows up. I don't know why it took this long, 18 tracks, to get some objective heat on this thing, but that's the state that we're in. But again, while it is great, I feel like Drake is kind of functioning off an old formula here. He's bringing a very like, you know, Take Care, Lord knows type of vibe and formula here, but maybe with just like the tempo a bit higher. On the Cudi track, let's be honest, it's pretty one-dimensional as well. Cudi is the draw. Drake is nowhere near as interesting, and their chemistry is just nowhere to be seen, even though I'm happy that the two of them buried the hatchet. It's not like they're making magic here. And then for whatever reason, the still and spacey R&B of Fucking Fans sounds exactly like a song off of The Weeknd's House of Balloons, but like a totally shit one. And it's also kind of hilarious that Drake uses this track with the Weeknd sound on it to make a commentary on toxic masculinity a little bit. It's like half the time Drake doesn't know whether or not he wants to rip off himself or rip off some other artist on this project. He's just kind of switching back and forth between that over and over. And then with the finishing track, we pretty much close up shop with Diary Drake once again. Gonna be honest and say at this point on the record, you've given me zero reason to care about anything that you're saying, anything that you're trying to pitch me in terms of like, this is what's happening in my life, this is what is going through my mind. I don't care. I don't care. You are only as interesting as the music and the songs that are accompanying your narrative. Once again, I'll sum this up by saying this is just a very uninspired record from Drake. Not a whole lot going on here creatively. A few decent tracks here and there, but nothing coming together into a great project here. And yeah. Feeling a light 3 on this one. Transition, have you given this record a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head, it's another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Drake, forever.
Her name might be somewhat unfamiliar to you, but you've certainly seen her face across various parts of the internet. And whether these sightings were witnessed on Instagram, Reddit, or YouTube, she actually originates from the mobile application TikTok.
I'm a sandwich, yeah. Classic turkey roast beef.
Her name is Bella Poarch, and the story behind her rise to fame is in reality like no other. Only 12 months ago, she was a nobody. Another girl walking down the street, indistinguishable from any other citizen trudging along the footpath. However, in the 12 months since being a nobody, Bella Poarch has racked up a casual 60 million followers, equivalent to around 5 million followers per month or 165,000 followers per day. Considering that's more than MrBeast's YouTube sub count, as well as the population of Canada and Australia combined, it's safe to say that Bella Poarch must know something or have something that many others don't. What could that special ability possibly be? Let's cast our mind back a little bit. Before Bella Poarch hit 50 million followers, before she'd be drowned in unwanted criticism for simply being famous, hell, let's go back to before Bella Poarch would even gain her first follower on TikTok. There are some fundamental things which need to be covered in order to set a baseline understanding for her unprecedented level of growth. Bella Poarch was born in the Philippines on the 8th of February 1997, making her just a touch over 24 years old. At the age of 13, she would move to Hawaii with her family, and after 7 years in Hawaii at the age of 20, she would enroll in the US Navy. Bella Poarch would serve in the Navy for 3 years up until 2020, at which point she would quit and begin the endeavor that would turn her from a nobody into an international superstar. Bella Poarch created her TikTok account in April 2020, and it's safe to say that from the get-go she had her exact target audience mapped out. Horny teenage boys.
I just care if she's hot or not. I mean...
Stop!
Her first video would be a video titled Playing Online for the First Time, in which she would mix her attractive appearance with a relatable caption specifically targeted at the gaming community.
You shut up. That's why your shoes raggedy. That's why your mama dead as hell.
Ultimately resulting in the beginning of her TikTok journey. Bella would then continue with other videos that ultimately related to the aforementioned audience of teenage boys, posting videos such as telling the squad I didn't make it out of the gulag and watching your friend turn into an Xbox, which was mixed with the persona of being a cute gamer girl. These elements made it incredibly difficult for our audience to resist watching, and from the get-go, Bella's follower count would grow by around 50,000 per week. But it seems like being an attractive female is almost a sure way of gaining a TikTok following. Bella had all of the boxes ticked in the list of traits that are attractive to males. She was somewhere between 4'11" and 5'2" tall. She was small and had generally cute facial features. For this reason, she would begin to gain a reputation as being the cute girl on TikTok. Bella is adorable. She should speak more often and laugh. Am I the only one that loves Bella's voice? Bella's voice is so cute and pretty. Bella's voice is adorbs. Oh my forking Bella is so cute. On top of this, Bella would even begin to hashtag her videos with #cute, and considering it was somewhat difficult to pull off her image without somewhat of a lucky genetic predisposition, this was an element that made her stand out from the crowd. And considering that, let's be honest, people were only watching because of her physical features, Bella Poarch would move on to what can only be described as lip-syncing various songs while pulling various faces. This would lead her to receive more than 200,000 followers after only 2 months on the platform. However, this was nothing compared to what was on the way for Bella Poarch. On the 18th of August 2020, approximately 4 months after starting her TikTok account, Bella Poarch would post a video lip-syncing the song M to the B by Millie B. And to say that this video went viral would be the understatement of the century.
Dude, this has been on my TikTok so many times, you have no idea.
Bruh, I can't be the only one who finds it satisfying. She's the most beautiful and unproblematic girl on this app, prove me wrong. Why is this so adorable and satisfying at the same time? Within only 1 week, the video would gain over 100 million views and 10 million likes. At the time of posting, Bella had 1.4 million followers. However, only 14 days or 2 weeks later, she was at 11 million, gaining at a rate of approximately 1 million followers per day. And 28 days after the video was posted, it would become the most liked video on TikTok with a grand total of 32 million likes.
This just became the most liked TikTok video of all time, having over 34 million likes.
No.
Why? Following the success of this video, Bella would post many other TikToks with a similar lip-syncing premise, many of which receiving well over 100 million views. Bella would end the month of September 2020 with a little under 30 million followers, a gain of around 29 million in only 40 days since mid-August. Her newly found follower count would lead to collaborations with other famous individuals like Tiger and even James Charles. The collaborations would lead to further growth, hitting 35 million, 40 million, 45 million, and eventually 50 million followers in December 2020, only 8 months after creating her account. However, there is no day without night, no ups without downs, and no fame without hate. Despite this video exploding Bella Poarch into the mainstream, as expected, it also came with its own set of problems for the newly famous creator.
At this point, I don't even question who gets famous on TikTok.
It's just her making faces. Oh, look, she did the eye thing.
God damn it! I'm sick of seeing her face.
I don't understand why this is big.
Bella Backyard over here contorting her features to be all cutesy-like gives me the rage to take down the Chinese government from the inside.
And she just gets so much hate because her videos are like low effort or whatever. People's like, oh, you're so talentless, you don't deserve all this fame.
People started to get angry at the fact that Bella was able to gain so many followers, likes, and ultimately fame for putting in very little effort or offering very little value to the audience. TikTok, the only platform where you can get praise for moving 2 muscles in your face. I cringed so hard while watching this, trying to find out how this girl is famous. And even Jesus Christ himself stating that he did not die for people to become famous by bobbing their heads, WTF. And it's a reasonable argument. Let's be honest, even in the context of explaining her story, what is there really to say besides she's attractive, she bobs her head in front of the camera, and chooses music that seems to be popular amongst a specific demographic? Bella Poarch blowing up on TikTok was an estimated 10% talent and understanding the algorithm, 90% just being attractive. And considering her looks, while somewhat shaped by the way she carries herself, are considered to be a blessing from her genetics rather than from hard work, it makes sense as to why people would consider this to be unfair. But I mean, as cliche as it sounds, life is kind of unfair in this sense. People are born rich, poor, smart, dumb, ugly, and in Bella's case, sometimes with the perfect visual complexion that appeals to the general TikTok viewer.
And it's worth it, she's hot.
Oh my god.
However, people thinking that she doesn't deserve the fame that she's been awarded is really only the beginning of the controversies. As previously mentioned, one of the main reasons Bella seemed to blow up in the first place was for her unique look, which was in part completed by a range of different tattoos and piercings. One of these tattoos is a Japanese rising sun flag which she got in March of 2020, around 1 month before she would even start TikTok. When Bella would get the tattoo, she was oblivious to the meaning behind the rising sun flag, but would later be notified by her audience that it had somewhat of a dark association with the Japanese and Koreans of World War II. And of course, with the internet being the internet, always going out of their way to try and find something that offends them, they decided that Bella should be cancelled for getting what she originally considered to just be a cool tattoo. Bella, obviously somewhat flustered by her first major controversy, would go ahead and make a tweet stating, "I apologize to Koreans because 6 months ago I got a tattoo of the red sun with 16 rays. At the time, I didn't know the history, but when I found out, I immediately had it covered and scheduled for removal. I'm ashamed of myself for not doing my research. I sincerely apologize." She would then stay true to this, having the tattoo covered by a snake with 2 heads only 1 month later. This creates a question. Will these controversies slow down the growth for Bella Poarch? Or perhaps a better question might be, for what period of time will Bella Poarch's growth continue? As mentioned, there are many people that seem to be unhappy about the fact that she's gained such an incredible following with what many consider to be basically no talent. And while this often angers a lot of people, it's also a problem that usually fixes itself naturally. In order to stick out and gain a following on any social media, it helps to have something within your content of value that no one else possesses. We see this with creators like Zach King.
Thank you, I got it. Hey, it's too small. Wait a second. I have an idea.
His videos are so unique that no one else even knows how to make them, or at least to the level that he does. This ensures that he retains a position of relevancy because he's got something of value that people continually return for. Now let's apply this to Bella. What skill does she have that sets her apart from everyone else? The thing that made her blow up in the first place was that she's cute, and you might even go so far as to call her hot. But like, this is TikTok. It's not like there's a shortage of hot girls on TikTok. The problem with having her physical appearance as the underpinning of her popularity is that attractiveness fades over time. When she first blew up, her cuteness was novel, but as people see her every single day in a new TikTok on their feed, they get bored and simply move on to a new hot TikTok girl to follow. Bella has no impressive top-tier editing skills to bank on. She hasn't really branched out to, say, YouTube, where she could maintain relevancy through an alternate avenue, and honestly, she doesn't even really have that much of a personality. There's no examples of where she's done a podcast. She's only in one third-party video on YouTube where she seems to be the quietest of the 3 featured creators. And when approached by paparazzi on the street, she doesn't exactly go out of her way to display a larger-than-life personality.
You recently got rated by TikTok Insiders as one of the next big TikTokers to blow up. How do you feel about that?
And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to fault her for being introverted or not responding to paparazzi, because having someone shove a camera in your face involuntarily wouldn't exactly be the most pleasant experience. But if you compare her response to some of the other people she's collaborated with, like James Charles.
Hi, Fletcher. Hey, good. Did you shake your head?
I did. You like it?
That is really cool. I like it.
There's an element of charisma that Bella just doesn't seem to possess. But in this scenario, it's best to let the numbers speak for themselves. Because if we observe the graph displaying her subscriber growth, we can see that the slowdown has already well and truly begun for Bella Poarch. As mentioned earlier, during her peak month of September 2020, we can see that she gained 6.5 million followers during her most popular week on the platform. However, this has been met with nothing but a decline in weekly follower growth. It hasn't even been kind of up and down, it's pretty much just been pure decline. Now we should clarify that this isn't her actually losing followers, it's simply that her growth rate has been on the decline ever since she hit her peak. But who knows, if the graph continues, her growth could very well stagnate and begin to go into the opposite direction, the assumably desired outcome for the many saying that she never deserved her fame in the first place. Regardless of whether Bella Poarch deserves her provision of fame or not, it's still awe-inspiring to see someone gain a follower count of 60 million in the space of only 12 months. And if we do take a second to look past what many consider to be an undeserving position of status, she actually points out one of the most fundamental parts of social media success. It helps significantly to have something of value that no one else possesses. And whether it be something that requires years of hard work, or simply a genetic composition that appeals to a specific demographic, Bella Poarch has set an example showing that, somewhat comedically, almost anyone can become famous if they simply give it a shot.
Thomas? You seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Am I crazy? We don't use that word in here.
Hi.
we met?
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Time to fly.
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up. You don't know me. No?
After all these years, to be going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
Hey there, Buttercup. You okay?
I'm just sleeping.
Are you still sad about being dumped? Yeah, I think you're still sad about being dumped.
Can you just leave me alone?
But what if you want to talk?
I don't.
But you might. And that's why I'm here. And I'm going to sit right here, but I'll be quiet as a mouse. Whatever. You won't hear a peep. I won't even say one word out of my mouth. You won't see. I will not say a thing.
Mirror.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I'm just making a daiquiri. Do you want one?
Can you not?
Sounds like you need a daiquiri.
No. What I need is just to fall into a black hole and have my entire body shredded atom by atom.
Jesus, that's dark. I mean, if it's any consolation, I genuinely thought this relationship was gonna work, so.
I mean, it's not, but thanks for being on my team.
Yeah, because he had low enough standards, right? Hey, come on, I'm kidding, it's a joke. Everybody's joking, we're having fun.
I just feel like I've never been so blindsided.
You and Sandra Bullock.
Like, he was really into me.
Oh, God. Until he wasn't.
Exactly.
Wasn't he fresh out of a relationship?
Yeah, like a while ago.
Huh.
What?
One word, 2 syllables.
No, I don't want to play this game.
Second syllable. To fallen in love.
Okay, you can't say things in charades.
Listen again. To fallen in love. Honey.
I don't know.
It's a Kanye West song.
To fallen in love. Honey. It's bound.
Yes. Bound. Okay, first syllable. Short form of regarding.
Rebound.
Yes. Yes.
I wasn't his rebound.
I think you were.
No, rebounds are like one night stands. We had like a legit relationship.
I don't know. I kind of think he was still hung up on his ex.
Why would you think that?
I have my ways.
So what, you're saying he was just like a really good liar?
No, I think he genuinely liked you. But you just could never match up to her.
His ex?
Yeah, because see, you were a shiny new thing, right? You were a distraction. And then, you know, time passed and novelty wore off, and he had put her on a really high pedestal that she couldn't even live up to, really. So he's wanting something that doesn't even exist, like it's make-believe.
Wow. Oh my God, I think you might be right. How did you even think of that?
I watch a lot of Love Island.
Oh man. Oh, but I just want him.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. Look at me. Stop moping. No more mopey Julie. Hey, when you wake up from a dream about him, you just remember that you're dreaming about someone who's dreaming about someone else.
Ew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're dreaming about him, he's dreaming about her. You're dreaming about him, he's dreaming about her. You're dreaming, he's dreaming. You dream, he dream, her.
Yeah.
So, no more dreaming.
Well, I don't think I have a choice.
You say it with me. You say no more dreaming.
No more dreaming.
No more dreaming. Okay? The only thing left to do is you're going to post a hot Instagram photo and you're going to wait for him to slide into your DMs in 2 months.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Do you want a hug?
No, I'm good.
Hold my hand at least.
No.
Hold my hand, Julie.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, like I physically can't.
And hold my gaze. You feel better?
Not really.
Jackery? Hey guys, I'm back to thank today's sponsor, BetterHelp. That's H-E-L-P, BetterHelp. Okay, so not everybody has a fairy godmother in the mirror that helps them work through what's going on up here, which is why I'm really excited to tell you about BetterHelp. It is an online licensed therapist service that offers secure professional counseling. They assess your needs and will pair you with a counselor who you can start talking to in under 48 hours. They also make it free and easy to change counselors if needed. You can log into your account and you can send your counselor a message at any time, and they ensure timely and thoughtful responses, and you can also set up weekly video or phone chats if you want. Service is available worldwide, and it is cheaper than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available if you need it. So if you want to try it, and I would encourage you to do so, you can go to betterhelp.com/Nolke and get 10% off your first month. Thank you to BetterHelp for supporting this channel. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.